How you doing, guys? Danny K right back in with another video. Let's go. We over here picked up in Baltimore, headed over to Chicagoland area. Some machines, not a bad little run, But today I want to talk about social media is not real. Some elements of it is real, but it's not real. And I'm saying this because a lot of people, you could talk, you could say what you want on social media, do what you want, post, and control the narrative on social media. But in real life, there's consequences in real life. What you do on social media, and if you texted somebody something bad, you're gonna do something, or you're gonna start beef, or you're gonna put some financial advice or some life advice on social media, or just on social media. And this is coming from me. There's consequences to that. There's consequences to that advice. There's real world consequences. If you tell somebody, yo, do X, Y, and Z, and you're going to get X, Y, and Z, and you're going to get this results, and they have a family to feed, they got something to take care of, they got responsibilities, and they do that, and they don't come through, there's consequences to that. If you're a person that's talking bad, or you're just antagonizing people on the internet, there are people out here who will touch you in real life. And I'm not speaking of this from my perspective. I'm speaking from what I've seen. I'm speaking from what has happened. When somebody speak bad about somebody on the internet, and now it comes to real life. You were not planning to go that far. They were willing to take it that far. So be very careful. Be very careful with these social media streets. Even me, I'm cleaning up my YouTube profile, because I'm like, okay, there's some videos I have out there. I'm like, okay, it's nothing bad, but it's probably not a good image representation of me that somebody might misconstrue, so I need to clean it up. But one thing I never did, I never talked smack about somebody. Like, go out and be like, yeah, this person, because I know you could get touched out here. There are people out here that will go after you. And not only that, there's some advices you give, or there's some things you might say that is not part of the whole truth. And this is not really more for YouTube, because YouTube is a broad era of videos. It's videos. So you gotta listen, you gotta watch. This is only for TikTok. I'll say YouTube search TikTok and Instagram, where you see highlights of people's lives. You see lives that people are not really living. I remember one time I posted, when I had my apartment over there, I posted my car and my old school Jag. And so, oh, you doing very good. I'm like, yo, I'm financing the Jeep. And the Jag, I got to put money in that bad boy. So although I'm posting that, it looks nice, but looks could be deceiving. You don't know what's happening in the background. So be very wary. Be very wary of what you see. Be very wary of what you hear. Especially on TikTok and Instagram. YouTube, not that much, because YouTube, you can use it for information. You could watch somebody's video. For example, I'm a trucker. You can watch somebody's video, they talk the good thing about leasing. Then you can watch another person that talk bad about leasing. You can look at somebody's catalog and see what they're about. So YouTube, you kind of have to deep dive in the person and see what they're consistent about. But on Instagram and TikTok, it's more just, a couple minutes, no more than a minute, 30-second reel. You just seeing screenshots and this and that. So some people might be perpetrating a life that they're not really living, or a life that's just heavily on debt, on credit, a life that is financed. It's not a real life. Social media is really, and it has its place. Social media is good. It has its place. But there are times with social media, if you're not careful and you don't use it as a tool, it will be used against you. If you don't use it as a tool, you're going to find yourself wasting time, energy on it. In my opinion. This is my opinion. I'm like, okay, yeah, social media is a blessing, because there's things you could do. There's places you could go that you would probably never thought you would do or go, or thought about, even making money online now. You can do that on social media now. So that's a blessing. But the curse is, you tend to live in a fantasy world. You could be on social media, you tend to see girls that they're not like that in everyday life. Or the girls that look good on social media, you see them in real life, they're two different people. It's not the same person. Or they might look the same, but it's off. It's like, okay, on Instagram, she's like a baddie, she's like a dime, but in real life, she an 8 or a 6. So social media is very deceiving. You see a guy, he got it made, he got all this money, not knowing the backstory to it. Yeah, he got a lick. It was PPP money. It's not really his money. Or he's selling a course for thousands of dollars, and he doesn't have the business in the course. He's just selling the course. That's how he really makes his money. It gets crazy out here. So I always say this: social media, use it as a tool. And that's what I'm using social media. I'm using it as a tool. But I'm also, you know, and I'm using it as a tool. I'm using it to put out videos, Instagram to put out content that got, you know, I want to help other people. I want to give something that somebody could learn and grow from. So I'm trying to make money from it. I'm not gonna lie. I'm trying to make money from it. So that's why I'm doing it. But there are times sometimes I see myself consuming. And it's not bad if you're consuming something that's productive. But sometimes you might see something, let's say I see a guy and he's like, oh yeah, you're not worth nothing. You're not making $500,000 a year. Okay, don't get me wrong. It's good to make money. You want to make as much money as you can. But when you hear that idea, sometimes you're not careful. You hear like, yo, I'm not worth nothing. I'm not making $500,000 a year. But don't think like that. I'm not saying don't pursue it. Let's be balanced here. I'm not saying don't pursue to be the best to make the most amount of money as you can in your career, but also don't define yourself by a dollar bill. You know, but you want to make money. I don't want people, oh yeah, you know, you don't define yourself, so I just sit down and not make money. No, you need to make you some money. But social media has a way of perpetrating the best. They're not going to really show the worst. They're going to most of the time perpetrate the best. So if you're comparing somebody's best and it's your worst day, it's hard to think good about yourself. You're stuck in a loop. You're stuck in something that's not in reality. In reality, people are not living like that. In reality, people are not living like that. In reality, people are not just traveling every day. That's just the reality of life. So social media gives you the best and sometimes not even the reality. They're not going to show you behind the scenes. They're not going to show you behind the scenes. So don't fall for the mix. Don't fall for the fake. Don't fall for this and that. Just focus on you and your family and the people around you. Don't focus on or think about, oh, you know, this social media, this. Be very careful. You know, and Instagram might give an exception because you can learn through Instagram. But even on Instagram, you need to cross-reference and also, is it applicable to your life? I'm watching somebody talk about wheels. Somebody's talking about you have to have a this type of S corporations to lease this. I'm not on that level yet. Why am I watching? It's good to listen, but I'm not on that level yet. I'm building the foundation of my life. Basic financials. Just the basic finances is what I need to indulge myself in. Not with S corps and this and that and trust. I'm not on that level yet. So you got people down on social media talking about trust, and they're not on nowhere. They don't even got $10,000 in their bank account, and they're talking about that. You're not on that level yet. And that was me. At one point, you know, I was consuming things that I was not on that level yet. I had to build the foundation. I'm already on the roof. I didn't even build a foundation yet. Focus on what you can focus on right now. Focus on the level you are at right now in order for you to level up. Because when you have that strong base, then you can go to level 2 or level 3. Then you're already on the roof, but your structure's already mixed match. That's what happened to me. It was making me some money, moved fast, I had money saved up, money in investments, but I moved too fast. I did not manage what God gave me, you know. So that's my mistake. I'm not gonna blame nobody else but me, the man in the mirror. So that's real life. That's real life stuff. That's real life stuff, you know. And the people who are using social media to cry and say they woes, nobody cares. Number 2, you want to get help. You want to see, okay, how can we have solutions to this problem that I'm having at hand? You know, and I think YouTube is a better structure for that. Because YouTube, you can listen to audiobooks. YouTube is a big platform, and it's good. I like YouTube. But TikTok and Instagram is very dangerous. It's very dangerous. Nothing but booty chicks, racism, and most of the time you go see good things here and there, and highlights of somebody's life. But don't fall for that hype. Don't fall for that hype. Build yourself. And I said again, I can't repeat it. Build yourself, take care of you and yours, your family, your people around you, your friends. Don't worry about the hype. Don't worry about what this person got, that person got, because most of the time you don't know what that person did to get there. And second of all, especially on the social media plan, it's not going to help you level up most of the time. Unless they telling you, okay, yeah, this is the plan, X, Y, and Z, and they show you how to get there. But if they just seeing somebody's highlights, somebody's driving, it's not your car. Somebody's driving a G-Wagon, you want one. It's not your car, it's his car. Now, that's good, more power to that individual, but how can you get a G-Wagon? How can you get the car of your dream? You seeing somebody else win, that's good to see people win. I love seeing people win, but how's that helping you? You know what I mean? So, that's it. I just want to make this quick video about that. Just social media, just be very